first of all, we've got the new 2-player card set has been confirmed. So, if you missed it, there is a brand new 2-player set. It's like 2 starter decks, basically. It's designed for you and a friend to pick up. New players at a local or whatever can just pick this up, open it up, sleeve it. Don't even need to sleeve it, potentially, if you don't want to. I guess that's usually what new players do. And you basically get a little crash course on the game and how to play, etc., etc. So this product, as a principle, when I first saw this, I thought it was incredible and one of like the coolest things they'd ever done, because that is definitely absolutely something that is looking forward to, and something that's missing from the community. Now, here's my concern, though, is that there appears to be different cards in here that are somewhat going to be maybe sought after. I'm not talking about Manatian Primeheart with his defensive abilities and energy blades. There's a reprint of Zeus in here, and there's a reprint of Visas Starfrost in here, which basically I'm just hoping that this is not just scalped and bought out by a bunch of vendors trying to push and sell like Zeus and Visas reprints and potentially other good cards that might be in here. We never know. So I just think that this set is looking very good. It's promising, and I'm extremely excited for it. But there's also a couple of things in here that just don't really make sense, like Dark Magician Girl. Like, if they're going to make a 2-player set here, either go with the whole bat chest anime thing that they generally like to market for, or they're trying to market for new players and people to get into the game and learn Yu-Gi-Oh! And try and have some sort of an introduction for learning Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is great. And for $20, you and a friend can do that. That's fantastic. Just my concern was that it might be scalped and bought out by vendors and stuff like that. Hopefully it isn't, but some people brought out some different takes on this. So one of the takes that I think someone had was that I'm actually dubious that this will actually even teach people about the game in the first place. Because, you know, the jump to real Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, well, I've got 2 hand traps in my hand. I'm going to drop it on my opponent twice. They're going to activate an extender. They're going to keep going with like a quick launch. They're going to get Striker for the field spell, special summon, make a level 8 synchro anyway. Maybe end up on a Seals pass anyway through to the disruptions. I'm going to draw a card, activate Dart Ruler, play out my com. Did you understand anything I just said? New players have no idea what I just said. But that is modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And so this isn't exactly going to teach you that, is it? Right? So for the average player, or rather the average consumer of card games or this sort of general scope of the industry that is like, card gaming, nothing I just said will make any sense and work out. However, I think that it's still good, because I don't think that's a valid criticism of this set, because this will probably just be your best play will be like make a synchro and pass. Maybe you'll set some good trap cards and pass. You'll summon a big guy like, God, I don't know, at a Cyber Dragon. What are you guys saying that there's a script? What does that mean? I don't know what you're saying. Like, there's a script on the there's a script on the comment. There's a scripted duel. The decks can be reassembled to go through it again or use it as stand after completing the teaching. Oh, right. Yeah, so it has a tutorial. Sure. Yeah, but you can play it like... Yeah, but okay, sure. I don't think that changes anything, though. I mean, we have to see what the script is actually like, because it's probably not going to be anything like Modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, right? I think learning the game through a script that they give you in a tutorial mode, I think is very weird to do in a physical product with physical cards. I feel like that's a really good Master Duel online style of thing, which, by the way, I hope they do bring in like more good like brand new tutorials and stuff online. But anyway, in terms of the physical card game, I think that's kind of a strange approach, isn't it? You need actual people to learn the game in its true form. Right, exactly. But scripting them through a duel might not be the best way to do it, right? Because just picking up and moving cards because a thing tells you to do it that way, I don't know if that's exactly great. When people pick up things like this, it doesn't feel extremely interactive to sit and read something and play through it, does it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely something that's worth exploring and definitely going to be a net positive for the community and good to have circulating in the market as a general thing. Absolutely. I'm excited for it, but it's just seems kind of odd as a product, I think, to have a tutorial mode thing through it. I had no idea that was in here. That's okay. They need to make Master Duel tutorial on hand traps. Yeah. It can tell people why things work certain ways. I hope the script talks about inherent summons and fizzling effects. Someone should ban you. It's a shitty spot to be in from a design standpoint. How do you teach the modern game with simple cards? Players learning cards as complex as this in a restrained and more simple setting is probably the right call to make. Well, I think the best way to start off with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is learning the basics of normal summon beatdown. I think a 2-player set like this bridges that gap to an extent, maybe. We'll see exactly what the card pool is like and how that script actually plays out. But I hope there's, like, probably some sort of, like, hand trap interruption and stuff like that here. Because that is, like, a kind of very fundamental part of the game that is very much not touched upon enough. But in general, I think this is very positive, and I'm super excited to play with this. I hope that you can actually... I mean, you don't need to follow the script. You can just pick up the card, shuffle up, and go from there. So I hope that it's something that you can do like that. Anyway, let's check out some new cards. There is a new Fire King structure deck. SDR, all slotted the Fire Kings. This one is scheduled, supposed to be after Chaos. The structure deck order is what? Dark World, Chaos / Dragon / Blue Eyes, but they skipped that and they gave us Trap Tricks instead. But now we got Fire Kings, so I don't know. Anyway, I actually kind of know Fire Kings a little bit. I played it to an extent roundabout when I first started playing the game in 2014, so I know what the general idea and concept of how Fire Kings actually work is. So this is very exciting because I don't know if this deck will get anything meta-defining. I haven't read them yet, but I would love for this to be a real deck because I think the theme, the mechanics of the deck as well, destroying your own cards and stuff, was actually really cool. So let's see what these new cards do. Whoa, okay, that's a big start. We've got a generic rank 8 monster. Oh, Pyro! Fantastic, that's what we needed. Flame King God Garudonyx Eternity. Fire King Deity Garunix Eternity. Garunix has got an updated form. Let's go. Okay, we got a generic rank here that can only use the first, second, and third effects once per turn. If this is Exceed, destroy all other monsters on the field. Holy! That's wild. That is just a good generic rank 8 in general. So that's very, very good. Okay. And obviously in your own deck, that's going to work out quite nicely. I don't know about how I feel about overlaying your Fire King Garunixes, because that's not really what you want to do. Like, I don't... Like, Fire King is not something you want to be, like, using extra deck mechanics for, because they're all about the main deck and destroying each other. So I don't actually know how good this is going to be in Fire Kings. But as a generic rank 8, that's incredible. Let's see what the rest of the effects are, of course. Detach 1, target a spell and trap on the field, destroy it, and then if you do it, gains 500. Wow, this is absolutely incredible. Holy crap. Why has every rank 8 been released recently? Been an absolute banger. Like, didn't we get the other thing? Was it a Snatch Steal or something? I can't remember. There was like a recent rank 8 that's like absolutely broken. This thing is unbelievable. This thing just is Dark Hole plus like a pop of a back row. That's absolutely phenomenal. Buzz King, yeah, that guy was ridiculous. This is this card with material is destroyed special Fire Kings from your grave up to number of materials this card had. Wow, that's incredible. So the entire negative drawback of overlaying Fire King monsters is that you won't be able to trigger them and bring out your guys again, right? Because overlaying monsters doesn't trigger destruction effects, and if your opponent outs your Xyz monster, then your guys don't do anything. But this is incredible. What an absolutely amazing effect. And by the way, when it's just destroyed in general, so, you know, if you ram it into something, if it gets attacked over, it gets punched, or you trigger it yourself, which is absolutely insane. Special Fire King monster for your grave up to number of materials this card had. And it also includes itself here. Okay, that's crazy. I don't know if that's going to be really relevant because it needs materials to trigger again. And then you also need to detach materials to pop more back row, but if you want to bring itself back, you can. I would assume you bringing back double Garunix is like the whole point of this, and then you can get that Garunix loop going again every single standby phase. Wow, what an incredible card. Just, this is legacy support, dude. This right here, this is legacy support. This is what I'm talking about. Holy, this is a 10 out of 10 legacy support card. Honestly, fantastic. Alright, I'm really excited for this. Generic good card and good for the archetype. I mean, it's very rare that actually happens, right? Anyway. So we got a retrain of Garunix, it looks like. Sacred Fire King Garunix. Level 8 Fire Wing Beast. I hope this doesn't completely replace Garunix, because I think Garunix still has, like, a lot of potential. I think it's, like, a good card. Genuinely. So I hope it doesn't get completely overshadowed. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If your monster whose original attribute is fire, destroyed by battle, or card effect specialist from your graveyard or hand, that's really good. If it was there when the monster was destroyed, or hand, even if not. I hate this clause. I understand it mechanically. I just think it's a really stupid way to word cards, but sure. Even if not. Anyway, so this is absolutely incredible because if you destroy just anything, it just summons itself, which is fantastic. So that's really good. But obviously that's not enough because it's just a vanilla on the field, unless when it's normal or special summoned, it destroys a fire beast, beast warrior, or wing beast in your hand deck. Or face up field, except itself. And if you do this card gains attack, you will have to attack destroy monster until the end of this turn. Unbelievable support card here. Oh my god. Phenomenal support. Like, they are blowing this out of the park here. Look at this. No dumb bullshit Omni negates required. No stupid, like, cringe floodgate effects for your opponent. Just, beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Trigger a Fire King Runix in your deck. Barong for a search. Yaksha to pop a guy in your hand. Just so good, man. Just so... And by the way, it's generic as well. I'm sure you guys are smart enough to think of some more better targets. Because it's just any beast, beast warrior, wing beast in the entire game that you can play inside your deck. So, you know, I'm sure that does ridiculous things. Kit. Okay, there you go, Kit. You can destroy Kit in your deck to send Nerval to get a search for Tri-Brigade stuff. That's very cool. But in terms of the actual Fire King stuff, it's still phenomenal, dude. This, oh my god, just... It's so exciting to see stuff like this. Like, genuinely, this warms my heart. We have another boss monster. I think Kirin is the... You never ever played Kirin. I think that was like the crappy, like, little level 3 horse or something. It was just never played. I think it's like when it's destroyed, it lets you destroy something from your deck as well. But I think it had to be destroyed by battle. It wasn't very good. But anyway, let's see what this new one does. First and second effect with name once per turn. During the main phase, if this is in your hand. Quick effect. Destroy another fire in your hand or face-up field and then special summon this card. That's insane. That's kind of really cool. So you can hand trap, destroy another guy in your hand, and then special it. So you could destroy a Garunix in your hand and special it, or a Sacred Phoenix Nephthys, for example. Then they come back in the next standby phase, and they either completely destroy your opponent's field that they set up, or all of your opponent's set cards that they put down. By the way, yes, it's also 200 defense, so it's a rekindling target. Is this guy 200? No, it's not. That would be too crazy. Yeah, like, I'm sure there's plenty of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the game that are worth destroying, and obviously I'm just focusing on the Fire King stuff. I haven't branched my brain out that far, because I'm not smart enough to do that. But in terms of the Fire King stuff, this is obviously really solid as well.
With you.
If this is destroyed and sent to the grave, special Fire King from your hand or grave, except itself, then destroy a card on the field. Yeah, this is really good, because you can even destroy itself, right? So you can trigger on your opponent's turn. Special summon a Fire King from your hand to grave, except Fire King High Avatar... except itself. Never mind. You can't have two of these in the hand, destroy the other one, and then it comes back, and then just summons itself, destroys, special summon a Fire King from your hand or grave. Then, well, I mean, you can just summon anything, right? Yeah, and then you get to pop a card on your opponent's, like, turn 0. Like, so it's still decent. Yeah, this is really cool. You would need, like, a second name in your hand, I suppose. Well, I guess, like, 2 of this and then another one. Or something. It's still decent. Alright. This is looking cool. Okay, we got a continuous spell card. Sanctuary of the Fire Kings. Continuous spell. You can only activate 1 card with this name per turn. When this resolves, place a Fire King island from your deck face up in your field spell zone. Just tutors the field spell. That's very cool. Now you just have 6 copies of that thing. If a card in your field zone would be destroyed by card effect, destroy 1 fire monster in your hand or face up field instead. Protect the field spell, because it also has that annoying Eternal Soul effect, which destroys your entire field if Fire King Island is destroyed, which isn't that bad in Fire Kings, because obviously you want to destroy the deck. But, you know, you don't want to trigger destroying your own field too much, I suppose, but now you have protection for it, and it also substitutes by triggering another plus. If your opponent specials a monster, you can immediately have this effect resolves a Fire Xyz using only Fire Kings you control as materials. If your opponent specials a monster, you can immediately have this effect resolves. Wow, okay, cool. That's very nice. So now when you have a bunch of your level 8s on the field, you can just immediately Xyz using only Fire Kings. And then this guy on Xyz summon pops everything on the field. So there you go. Summoning a rank 8 on your opponent's turn just gives you full destruction of your opponent's field before they've had the chance to set up. So that's really cool. I'm sure there's probably other Fire Xyzs that are useful. So you could use 2 level 4s to make some rank 4 fire monster. I don't know if there's anything particularly crazy that you can make other than this, but obviously this is kind of what it's designed to do. I'm sure there's other cool stuff that you could do with it. But yeah, this is a solid card here. And then we got reprints here. Bing bong bong. All right. Yeah, this is very good support. I don't think this makes the deck S tier. I don't think this deck is tier 0. I don't think it's potentially even like meta defining, but wow, just in terms of like rogue legacy support and making it like competitively viable in the modern age with some decent, viability that could potentially take down a meta deck. This is really cool. It's just really, really cool. Is there 4 more cards to come as well? Well, damn. Okay. I think maybe with a couple of more broken, like I think it needs a normal summon, probably a new normal summon, and as well as a spell, a really, really sick spell card, and potentially like some kind of searchable trap card, maybe for the Barong. Although I think Baron searches on the next turn, so it's way too slow. But yeah, this is solid so far. Absolutely phenomenal. So excited for this, dude. I just Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's cool because it's not floodgates. It's not like, just stop your opponent from playing the game. It's actually cool, interesting, fun support that isn't just generic Omni negates and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I haven't read this yet, chat. I don't know if this is good or not, but the past returns to haunt you with... What is DBVS? Isn't this, is this a core set? Or is it... Oh, it's a deck build pack. So there's three archetypes in here, right? So these are supposed to be, sort of redesigns of some old school monsters whose names I don't remember. This guy, for example, is a very old school, like, vanilla monster, I think, so that's pretty cool. I like that they're doing it. Fairy Witch. Yeah, there you go. This card is a remake. There you go. Okay. Genuinely, like, no pre-reading or anything. I have no clue what this deck does, and I have no idea how it works. This is genuinely a blind reveal, so let's see if I'm going to be right or wrong. So, I mean, this is a lot of cards, right? If this deck isn't good immediately out the bat, then it has no hope. Let's see. Memento Lal, Tecutilica, the Nether Skull Dragon. A level 11 Earthworm special summon effect monster. One day we'll get sea serpents and stuff, by the way. Jesus Christ, look at these stats. 5,000. Alright. So it's a Dragon 2 archetype, and it's Earth. Are they all different types and stuff? Oh, great. Wow. Another there can be only one archetype. Amazing. Cannot be normal or set, and it must be specialed from your hand or graveyard by shuffling 5 other mementos with different names from your hand and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck. Well, depending on how the deck works, this could be extremely easy or very difficult, so we'll see. If you control no other monsters, this card can attack all opponent's monsters once each. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a card effect, special a memento from your hand or graveyard. Any card effect, by the way. So if they play on their turn or your turn, you basically get 2 monsters from your hand or graveyard. So very, very good boss monster, I think. I assume that we're going to have a very similar sort of angle as other archetypes that have, like, this is your guy, everything revolves around it. That kind of makes sense. I mean, Jesus Christ, they give it a 5,000 stat line. So, pretty cool boss monster, but obviously it's going to need a lot of support to, like, work. So let's see what we've got here. We got Memento Horn. I kind of want to read the low-level ones first, because those are usually the ones you normal summon. Because I feel like this is kind of laid out backwards. But anyway, we've got Memento Horn Dragon. This is obviously... I think it's Tri-Horn Dragon, right? The old vanilla monster. I think it even has the same stats, right? Level 8 Dark Dragon. 2850, 2350. You can only special summon with the first effect of this once per turn. If you have 3 or more mementos with different names in your graveyard, special this card from your hand. I mean, again, this could be very, very easy to spam in special or not. Depends on how good, I suppose, these normal summons and stuff are. This is on the field, destroyed by a card effect. Target 3 face-up cards on the field, including at least a memento you control, and destroy them. Okay, so if we have any kind of destruction synergy, then, we can just destroy 3 cards our opponent controls, potentially. Well, 2 cards and one of our own. Or 3, if, oh, a card you control. Alright. So you basically get to pop 2 of your opponent's cards, and one of your own. Memento Tatsu no Toshigo. Very cool. Which one is this supposed to be? Level 5 Earth Beast. The Beast, Dark Dragon, Earthworm. Like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a Tikamboo angle here. GG Bloodstock, thank you for the 15 months. Appreciate it. This one? No way. Oh, God, that's funny. Read the note. I'm going top to bottom. Can you relax, chat? Jesus Christ. Read it the way I want. Oh my god, shut up. You can only use first and second once per turn. If you control face-up monsters other than Memento monsters, special discard from your hand. That's just a good free body, I suppose. Okay. That's huge. During your main phase, destroy a memento you control, and if you do, send any number of mementos with different names whose total levels are equal to or lower than the destroyer's original level from your deck or graveyard. Okay, well, I guess this is your best starter, probably. Special summon itself for free. Pop itself. And then you just send levels equal to 5, and then that fills up enough of your graveyard for these guys to be able to be summoned. So, okay, very cool. If this, by the way, if this foolishes stuff and then has like a graveyard effect, like this deck is probably going to be really good, right? If any of these have good grave effects, like it's going to be very good. Memento Fair Witch, you can only first and second effect once per turn. If this is normal or special, add a memento from deck to the hand, except itself. Well, there you go, you got 6 copies of this guy. Target level 2 or lower memento in your graveyard, destroy a memento you control if you do special summon the targeted monster. Okay, so clearly what you're supposed to do is like special this guy, destroy something, dump this, bring it out, and then bring back this guy. This seems like a very important part of the deck, and there's if this guy isn't good, I'm not seeing a lot of hope here. You can only use the first and second of this once per turn during your opponent's main phase. Oh, actually, there's 2 lower level monsters. That's cool. If you control Hekutlika, the Nether Skull Dragon, during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, discard this target face-up monster your opponent controls and take control of it till the end. What the fuck? Jeez! You have the boss monster up, it's just a quick effect steal. That's insane. Like, hand trap. Bro, hand traps have... Bloody hell, like, that's crazy. That's absolutely busted. During your main effects, main phase... I can't read. During your main phase, destroy a memento you control, and then if you do, add a memento card from your deck to your hand, except itself. So you can, I guess if you really need to, you can, if you don't have any other starters, summon this, destroy itself, add the horse, and then you can special the horse and then dump more stuff. Alright, that's, I mean, yeah, this is insane. I think it needs a better on-summon effect, so hopefully this is what this guy does. You can only use first effect once per turn during the main phase. If you control the quick, the Skull Dragon quick effect, discard... So, okay, so they're both hand traps. Your opponent cannot target mementos with card effects this turn. Okay, decent protection. During your main phase, destroy a memento you control, and if you do, send up to 2 mementos with different names from each other from your deck to the grave, except itself. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of, like, advantage generation here. I mean, you have this thing that searches, but the rest of it is really just setting up your graveyard. And setting up your graveyard doesn't gain you advantage, it just sort of gives you a way to special out these guys. And I don't know if these guys are enough to just stand on their own. Because even if you can set up like this guy, your best play is a quick effect Change of Heart, which is obviously very good, but that's a lot of cards to try and set this up. So, monster portion of this deck isn't exactly blowing me away. So let's see what the spells and traps do. Nether Skull Temple. Oh, field spell. Let me guess. Does this add when it's activated? You can only use a second effect once per turn. If your mementos battle, your opponent can activate spells and traps till the end of the damage step. Battle phase centric effects are usually very indicative of a weak archetype. Very, very rarely is a deck that has, you know, such effects actually really that good. But thankfully, it doesn't seem to be the main focus of the deck is battle. But yeah, generally that's not great. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one of them in special, one momentum monster with a lower level from your hand or graveyard. Okay, so this is what I meant about advantage. The monsters don't really seem to generate that much advantage, but that's where this field spell comes in, because once you destroy each other, etc., you can get to bring stuff back for free with this, which is pretty decent. During your end phase, target memento spell and trap in your graveyard, set it. Can we dump trap cards with this deck? Destroy memento, send up to 2 memento cards with different names from each other. Oh, okay. This guy can send cards. That's pretty good. Okay, and by the way, you can do this every single turn, so... Oh, it's your end phase? Oh, that's a little bit not ideal. But it's good because they don't banish them. They just get to keep resetting themselves every single one of your end phases, so that's decent. It's a good field spell. We've got a quick play spell, Bone Party. Quick play, you can only use first and second effect once per turn. Destroy a memento in your hand or face-up field, and then if you do, take a memento with a different name and add it or special it in defense. This is really, really good. because it's quick play. So, you know, if your opponent targets any of your guys or tries to stop you or hand trap you or something like that, you can just chain, destroy your guy, get the on-summon effect, for example, of the girl, and then also set up your grave, take a memento with a different name from your deck and add it or special it. Yeah, so I mean, you can add like the hand trap, change of heart, dude. You can just special summon it and get a search or a send, etc., etc. So that's obviously, this is really, really good. This is a good defensive card here. During your main phase, it also has a, it wouldn't be a 2023 Yu-Gi-Oh! If it wasn't filled with grave effects as well. Banish this from your given target memento you control. If it attacks the defense position, inflict piercing. Okay, it's like fine. It's not like whatever. You know, it's obviously a great bonus to have a 5,000 piercing attack monster that can attack all monsters your opponent controls. So, you know, that's very easy to OTK with that potentially. Is it? You can only use the first and second of this card's name each once per turn. I always get confused on this wording. So you can use both effects on the same turn, correct? I'm not misreading this. But yeah, it should be very easy to like kill people with this, plus the guy. Memento Bone Back. Quick play. Can use first or second effect once per turn. If a face-up memento leaves the field by your opponent. Anyway, by the way, just quick battle or what's it called? Can you activate this in the damage step then? Face-up memento leaves the field by your opponent. Special ignoring the summoning condition. Wow. Oh, damn. All right. That's really cool. Wait, which one is that one? It's the big one, right? What is this guy called again? Memento Horn Drawing? Yeah, okay. Damn. Ignoring the summoning conditions. That's always a good line of text to read in a card. If your opponent moves a memento monster out of your graveyard while this is in your graveyard, banish this and special as many mementos with different names as possible from your hand and or deck. Oh, they really just gave this deck in theme archetype bestial protection. Yeah, no, this is like Exo-Sisters on crack. Yeah, that's ridiculous. What a crazy protection effect here. Yeah, your opponent will never be banishing your graveyard. Literally just special 5 guys from the deck here. I dare you to DD Chromie. Yeah, so that's absolutely insane. It doesn't feel like it's that good of a card though. Outside of maybe being a one-of that you just send with the Goblin for the protection, because the field effect is actually feels worse than it is, but I don't know. It depends how you build this. It really feels like you want to make this a go second deck, at which point this becomes significantly better. But I don't know, like summoning the boss monster from him, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of vibes. Let's see what the trap cards do. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Normal trap. You control a memento, target a card in the field, destroy it. If you control the big guy, destroy 1 more card. Okay. Alright. When an attack is declared involving your memento and your opponent's monster, banish this from a given all face monster your opponent controls, lose 1,000 until the end. Okay, definitely a lot of people are going to miss that effect when they don't read it. And then you got the continuous trap card, Memento Cranium Burst. Cranium Burst. You can only use the second effect of this name once per chain. Wow, okay. Your opponents must attack the Memento monster you control with the highest attack, if able, while you control any. Must attack if able. Does that mean they have to always attack no matter what, or can they choose not to attack? But if they do choose to attack, they have to attack the big one. It's basically Savage Coliseum, right? They have to crash into your guy, right? Or is it only... If they do choose to attack, then it has to be the big one. If they in attack position, they got to attack, they have to attack the big dragon. Okay, so they have to go battle phase, they have to attack you. Okay. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, target a memento, ticket to blah 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 blah, you control, it loses 1,000 if it does negate that effect. Ah, that's why they gave it such a big, what's it called? And this is not once per chain, by the way. So you can make your big boss monster lose 1,000 attack and defense 5 times potentially. You can just negate monster effects. You could just have, it's just a Apollosa. Okay, right, now I'm seeing what this deck does. It's just Apollosa with extra steps. There you go. That's what this deck is supposed to be, I suppose. Yeah, that's crazy. It is once per chain. Yes, that is exactly how Apollosa works, chat. Yes. I don't what dude, I swear sometimes reading new cards is like not fun for me because you guys seem to like overcorrect and well actually like constantly and I just anyway. So yeah, you get 5 monster negates potentially if your opponent goes to the battle phase. They can clear it when it gets small enough, but you know, clearing something that's like 3,000 attack is like hard, so you're probably always gonna get like at least 3 monster negates with this. I just don't know if I think this deck is that good though. It seems like okay, I'm not gonna lie, but just in terms of setting this up, doesn't seem that easy. Like it really does not seem that easy. Your best starter is the horse to like dump all your guys for the levels to then bring this guy out eventually. And then you also have to try and trigger the goblin who sends the trap card so that the field spell can set you the cranium burst from your deck. And then that way you can like get... I don't know. It doesn't feel amazing. It really, really feels like it loses to like basically 1 Ash Blossom. I mean, stopping the horse milling seems kind of rough. It feels like it needs too many cards to get set up. I don't know what you can play in this to really make it better as well. I mean, they're all different types and archetypes, types and attributes. I don't know if this is going to work that well as a pure deck. But I don't know what you would mix into this. If someone can find like a good card with this to mesh it together well, that would be really good. Like, it obviously has so many good, like, potential tools here. Like, this is obviously a very cool boss monster. The synergy with the trap card is amazing. This, guys, a quick effect Change of Heart is phenomenal. But the other cards feel underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. This is a Rota, this is decent, obviously, just adds 1. The horse is, like, good, but again, like, if this guy gets stopped, I don't know how you're filling up your graveyard consistently. The Horn Dragon also seems not great. Like, when this guy... Like, what does this guy really do? You can summon it, and then it just sits there. Like, what is... I don't know. Like, this guy doesn't seem very good. I'm always optimistic of archetypes like this, because it's something new and different. It doesn't have any, like, you know, hard negates, per se. Also, although I suppose, like, setting this thing up is crazy. This trap card's, like, really good, though. Like, really good. This thing just, like, pops 2 cards if you control the boss monster. It pops a card if you control any of the little guys. Like, maybe you just play, like, a control version of this deck. Because I don't really see how hard and wide you can go with this. But anyway, I really love how good the artwork and themes are here. Because you can see it's got this... what is this called again? It's like... an Eldritch art? No, it's aesthetic. What's the aesthetic here? It's like native cult style. It has a word. Fuck, what is it called? Macabre? No, there's an aesthetic here. Elderwoods? Coven? Yeah, that kind of shit. Wouldn't really say Aztec. Definitely not Lovecraftian. Freaky! Yeah, that's just a... what's it called? I mean, this thing is based on Aztec things, right? For sure. But this specifically is yeah. It's what's the closest thing I can think to this is like, what was the thing that Elderwood? You know, just like, not really a thing. Pagan folklore, literally. It's his pagan folklore. But there's something more specific that I was thinking about. Anyway, that's... yeah, it's very cool. So we'll see what happens with this.